All right. Well, let me do the math. Let's get right into it. Last we left off, our group of adventurers, for lack of a better term, found their way to a piece of Starlight Beacon, an old, formerly used Jedi Outpost. Within, after having successfully cleansed the corrupted crystals they found aboard the Krakul system, they were able to construct their first lightsabers. After a grueling 15-hour period of deep meditation and force focusing. As they completed their sabers and turned them on, revealing their individual colors, a ghastly blue figure approached and said that her name was Avar Kriss, the Jedi Marshal of this station. And that is exactly where we're going to pick up today. Welcome to my outpost. I hope my facilities were up to par for you.
Does this feel like anything?
Specifically with sense or just in general?
You know what? Specifically with sense. Ooh.
Ooh, also, speaking of, let's go ahead and. Oh, whoops. We can go ahead and roll our force die. So everybody go, or our destiny for our destiny pool. So let's go ahead and do that as well.
Hey,
Nice.
yo.
Nice.
Every
Nice.
time.
Man.
Declan?
Oh, okay. Nice.
Save us.
Okay, we got something.
Nice.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
And hey, for good measure, because I like being included. Fuck yeah. All right.
Nice.
Perfect. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a learning curve. That's okay. So, Declan, do you want to use your. Do you still want to use the force?
I don't think so. I think I'm gonna resist the urge.
Okay. You're exhausted. And finding your center is not easy right now. Not only did you guys complete a grueling process mentally of cleansing the crystals, you then immediately went into a 15-hour saber construction montage. So you guys have probably been up 24 hours straight at this point. However,
Y'all see that?
Declan, you have seen this, have felt this a few times before.
Okay.
So it is at least a bit familiar to you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess in response to her question, yes, everything we found everything we needed. Was this your home, your post?
It was for a long time. As this was just kind of gestures around. This was our attempt to unite everyone under the One Republic. to bring light and life to even the furthest corners of the galaxy.
What happened?
Many things. A little bit of a wry smile. Our efforts were beset on all sides almost immediately. So is the way of the Force. We ancient dark side enemies emerged. Pirates with abilities that we had previously thought impossible also sought their own source of pride and destruction in the Outer Rim. And even some citizens of the Outer Rim themselves who thought we were intruding on their way of life pushed back against us as well. But I have been in the Force for a very long time. My knowledge of such things has deteriorated.
But how are you still here? Is it a connection to this place?
I think so. I have not awoken here in a very long time. I'm sure you noticed you were the first visitors in who knows how long.
You're the woman from the statue, the Jedi Marshal.
Yes, that is me. Or was me.
Could you help us?
Perhaps. My reach is quite limited, but
I,
what do you need help with?
well, we just made our sabers, but I mean, I know how to fight. I mean, we all do to some extent, but I've well, uh, Declan, you're our teacher. I mean,
She looks interested by this information.
Who of our Chris? I see.
As you speak, I notice you all are missing your Padawan attire.
is that necessary though?
Well, this is Jedi quarters, so have been known to be a stickler for the rules, but I'm not, of course, going to kick you out. Tell me, how long has it been since the order fell?
Ooh. Allow me. Declan would probably have an exact point on that one. About 50. Oh no, just kidding. No, yeah. Should be about like 57 or 58 years. Almost 60 years.
I see. And that is all good and well. I can only presume the reconstruction is happening.
As
The
far as I know.
reconstruction?
Of the Jedi Order?
Yes, that's why you're here, correct?
I'm alone. I wouldn't even really consider myself to be a Jedi. Never traditionally trained. There is no order. There is no reconstruction happen, as
Hmm.
far as I know.
There's some reclaiming happening.
I see.
There's this guy called the Reclaimant that we ran into.
I'm unfamiliar with the title.
He said that we would be tested. Would you know what he meant by that?
This reclaimant is an enemy of some kind?
Yes.
Then I can presume. But life is, in many forms, a test. I presume that that particular test would be no different. How did you find your way here, if you are not Jedi?
I think that this place found us. We had done a ritual to cleanse, purify the crystals that now emanate light from our sabers. And upon the end of that ritual, we appeared here.
I see.
Not where we had landed.
I see. Regardless, if the crystals believe you to be worthy and you seem to possess the willpower to purify them of their deeds, then I have no problem with allowing you to use these facilities. With that in mind, you shouldn't be running around the galaxy. Lightsabers are not tools, and you shouldn't be running around the galaxy without training for them. With that in mind, there should be a few saber droids still functioning. Be very careful with them. I doubt they'll hold up much longer if you don't have the materials or means to repair them. But please, you three, show me your best.
Oh boy.
We're the saber droids.
She picks up her hand towards one of the back walls. A door slides open, and three, effectively bots with big, like, sphere traction wheels that have a torso coming off the top of them, with like 6 arms, roll out and have these little sticks, one in each arm. Unfortunately, they will not respond to my requests. They can't hear me or sense me in any capacity. So, whenever you're ready, simply say, activate lightsaber training phase 1. And you'll begin.
All of us at the same time, or one at a
Yes.
one at a time?
You'll find that one of these droids is more than capable of handling you.
I don't know about that.
So do we just have to?
Uh,
Are we trying to hit it in the center or like the sticks? Like, what if I don't want to break it?
They're resistant. Also, I assure you it would be very difficult for you to pierce their defenses on your first try.
Well, hey, let's give it a shot.
Over.
Jacob,
Yeah.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So, I would like to use battle meditation here. Not necessarily battle meditation, I guess. But, and I guess if it were, in more of a like, this is what you should be focusing on, this is what you should be doing type thing. Like, not necessarily like telling them what to do, but like guiding them on how to do like the correct things, maybe.
Sounds like a leadership check.
I love leadership checks.
There are 3 of them. So if you
Mhm.
want to just try and do a catch-all instead of like individual training, it would be a
Yeah.
hard check. And considering that nobody has ever used one of these things in a real capacity before, I'm going to upgrade all 3 of them.
Oh, baby.
It'll be
Even
3
Roz?
Yes. Roz swinging it
Okay.
doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
count enough.
That's fair.
Okay.
I've turned 2 separate ones on. All right. I know where the on switch is at.
And that's elite.
Building the base.
Well, you did just build that one, so I'd hope you'd know where the on switch is at.
We're supposed to put an on switch on ours?
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought it
true.
just turned on.
Good lightsabers don't have switches.
My lightsaber come with the switch.
Whenever you're ready, Declan.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's a
Hey,
juicy
yo.
one. That's a juicy one, dude.
That is a juicy one.
So it is a success with a triumph.
It
and
is. So, you guys, because of the success, will get to hold a boost die for your first checks in this encounter. What would you like your triumph to be, Declan?
Man, I don't know. The droids. That's not really. Nah, fuck it. The droids, like, viewfinders are a little dusty.
Okay. So you want to upgrade their checks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Avar, Rita, and Master, why don't you come stand by me for a bit?
You said me?
No, you haven't introduced yourself yet.
Oh. Okay. Well, I guess I'll. So, just clarification. This is a male or this is a
Female.
Female? Okay. I guess I'll walk over to her. I'm Declan Verdas. Force wielder.
Doesn't quite roll off the tongue as well. But please, let's not interfere in your learner's development.
Cool.
All right, and if you guys are ready, you can go ahead and say your activation phrases.
We have phrases.
I turn on my lightsaber first.
Mhm.
I believe it was activate lightsaber trading phase 1.
And with that, all 3 droids immediately were to life.
Oh, baby.
I jump at the closest one.
Okay, give me just a second. Let me pull up my stat
Mix it.
block.
Mickey.
Minky, Minky, Minky.
Bing bong.
I had it saved. Where'd it go?
That's insane.
What's that?
This Jedi master from the order just called me a master. That's nuts. This is huge. This was probably the craziest achievement Dacklin's ever had in his life. And he heard it from a ghost.
All right. So with that, in all 6 arms of the droids, these little batons they hold, sort of whir to life. Seems energy sort of crackles along the spines of them. And individually, they all line up to you guys. So we can go ahead and I'll just have you guys roll initiative just so we can keep it orderly.
Cool.
So go ahead and roll your cool.
Oh wait. Why did it use astrogation? It's weird. One sec.
I don't know. Interesting.
It said initiative, and I clicked it. But
Damn, Jim, you're cool as fuck.
2 success.
Let's go.
All right, so it'll go. Delete one of these. It's gonna go Joom to Nox to Raz.
And it's engaged. It's just 2 purple dice, or what?
Yes, it will be to start. It will be 2 purple dice and 2 setback dice.
I give it a little flavor text.
It will show up on screen. Perfect.
For the first swing.
Love it.
Ooh, okay.
All right, so Joom, with your Shoto blade, as the golden orange blade appears from your hilt. Testingly, you kind of step in and go for a quick feint and jab. 2 of the arms go for the feint, and 2 of the other arms swing around from the back and sort of X-block your blade in front of its chassis. And with that, it will retaliate. You have any defense, Jim?
1 defense.
1 defense.
1 melee defense.
All right. So it quickly begins, after it shunts off your thrust, the 6 arms begin kind of whirring around its body erratically as it sort of looks for an opening against you and eventually finds one. 2 of the batons strike you right on the top of your traps after the other 4 arms are deflected and dodged by you. However, you run out of time in a quick 2-second span to block all 6 of them. Yes, max out your wounds. It'll actually be 3 strain. All right.
Yeah.
Nox.
Right. Can I commit my sense die?
Yes, you can.
As I'm doing, like take a breath, maybe like slightly close my eyes, try to do like the
So
reach,
committing,
like
using
trying-
your force power is an action.
Okay.
So if you'd like to use your maneuver to take a defensive stance as well and just wait, you can do that. That is,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Offensive, like take a breath and commit force die. I still roll it though, right?
Yeah, you'll have to see if you actually have the pips to use it.
All right. Oh. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay. Nox, you try to call on the force. You try to find your center. But as you are taking a few deep breaths and seeing Joom spar with the bot just to your side, you're feeling the exhaustion creep up on your mind starting to fog in your brain a little bit.
Feeling a little ragged.
Right, and you feel the frustration of not being able to feel your surroundings right now, but you shy away from it. You back away from it. And would you still like to keep your defensive stance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to like do the like how with the wrench I saw like just like the little thing. I'm gonna try to translate that to the arms and see if I can.
All
We'll see.
right. Sounds good. And what is your defense rating?
I have 1 melee defense.
Alrighty. So you'll actually have 2 from your stance as well. All right. As you exhale the last of your deepest breaths, the droid advances, swinging rather wildly. So much so that you're able to easily pick off the first 3 of the arms with a quick over, a side shunt, and even catching it in between your crossguard and your main blade before tossing it away. However, as you toss it across your body, one of the other arms swings in right into your rib cage, giving you a nice little shock as the back spines of the baton connect. And that'll be 2 strain. All right, Roz, you're up.
Is this droid like pushing me, or is it kind of waiting for me to attack?
Right now, it's spinning up, kind of moving its arms erratically, giving you different looks effectively.
Okay.
It does seem to be waiting for, in all of these situations, after watching these
Perfect.
2 happen, seems to wait for you to take the first move. And if it becomes apparent that you're not going to, it advances like it did on Nox.
And this is going to be the lightsaber skill.
Correct.
Okay. So, add my dice. It was 1 boost that we were holding,
Correct.
and then I get superior. Which ones? That's it. All right, I think I got it.
Hey, you forgot your defensive dice.
Oh yeah. What are they? Or do you want me to reroll the whole thing?
Yeah, toss the whole thing.
Okay.
It'll be it's gonna be 2 purples and 2 blacks to attack.
2 purples, 2
2
blacks.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that all right?
Yep, looks good.
All right, sweet.
And with that, Roz, this is yours. Blade you hold in your hand, similar. You can feel a connection to your uncle as you're focusing on the blade. And with your exceptionally 4-foot long blade, as you're just kind of testing, you raise up into an overhand, give an overhead feint, and swipe in. Making solid contact with the droid and biting in deep into its main chassis.
Does it look like it's taking some damage, or am I definitely hitting kind of like a shield maybe, or like armor?
It's definitely taken damage. You've made contact with its main chassis. It does seem that it's made of some kind of lightsaber resistant material, because after you contacted, you had real pressure.
Okay.
And didn't slice straight through.
So it's not like I'm messing this droid up.
Correct.
It's what it's meant for in a way.
Correct, exactly. And 3 successes is enough here. Yeah, and what's your defense rating?
2 on melee attacks.
All right. And after your attack, it tries to gather itself for a quick counter, but your blade is long enough with a quick twist of your wrists to block 3 strikes coming to your opposite side. And the back and forth continues just for a little bit, but you have clearly won the round. So, Master Daclin.
Oh, baby.
They move well, but they bear the markings of fresh learners. but they're rather old to start their training. How exactly did you come across these individuals?
I'm not sure. I think the Force just pulled us together. My master, I suppose, was a lot like you, kind of. And I guess I'll pull out the Athorian herd seed. This was, something similar to this was the pinnacle of our training. Kind of the focus, I guess. And I faced a trial and I was given this. And I think that it led me to them, or them to me, or it brought us together. In the galaxy today, we don't have the luxury of starting our training at such a young age. I was about the same age as them whenever I started.
I see. Perhaps that is why I sense the trouble inside you. Not that I cast that down upon you. We all have our struggles. And we can all only hope to pass on the best of what we know. But do be mindful, especially with learners of this age. They will pick up on your actions far faster than your words.
See.
And your master, what was their name?
Ama.
Ama. I assume from the seed and Athorian?
Yes.
I see. The name doesn't ring familiar to me. But I see you have constructed your own saber and have made it quite far, so I can only assume his training did you well.
His and others, but
Good. You had other formal learners or former masters?
a holocron.
A holocron.
A holocron from thinking back on it, it's all so problematic. One was a revenant and the other was would become a Sith Lord after making the holocron.
So the Sith had returned in your time.
Yes.
Do they?
The Sith brought the downfall of the Jedi Order.
I see. Do they still exist?
There are rumors that they've been defeated over a planet called Exegol. Beyond that, I don't know whether they're truly defeated or.
Well, regardless of the name, the dark side always finds a way to cause trouble. And you mentioned a trial. Do you have one in mind for your learners?
Not yet.
I see. Well,
The trial I faced is not something I would push on them.
that is the point of a good trial, is it not? We had
I heard.
Padawans made knights above one of the largest galactic incidents in recorded history. I would not wish other Padawans to become knights in such a way as that, but the knights that we did have that did survive were much stronger for their trials. do not wish a weak trial upon your learners. Wish that you can prepare them for the most difficult choices that they will ever make.
I got none.
All right. Next round. June.
Hey.
All right. Getting a feel for the weightless blade in your hand, you're finally able to kind of settle into a rhythm. Naturally, you having a rough upbringing, you have a little bit of experience, and it serves you well here. Finally able to score a few glancing hits on the chassis of the droid while defending yourself rather well. And with that, we'll go ahead and shrink down here. And did you have any defense, Jim?
Yes, one
You had the
melee.
one. That's right.
Ooh.
And you even continue the streak of your defense. This time, seeing the droid kind of sink into a rhythm, a combo rhythm, after you narrowly avoid it the first time, it goes back to it, and you're able to deftly knock away 4 continuous blocks. All right, Nox.
All right. It's enough being defensive. Now I'm going to attack.
Alrighty. 2 purples, 2 blacks.
And boost die, correct? Or
Now,
no?
from the first. Yeah. Did you? Oh, you're missing your free success from Superior. Looks like.
It said superior adds 1 to base damage and an advantage, not success.
Oh, I see. Interesting. 1 to
Okay.
base damage, huh? Which technically is a success, but
Yeah, that's
does
true.
hurt your. Okay, cool. Huh? I must have
Yeah,
misremembered
either-
that from.
Either way.
Yeah,
Let
it's
me,
all good.
uh,
No, then
make
you're.
a-
Yeah, hey, make your adjustments. Also, other superior havers. So Declan, you're actually at 9 damage
Yeah.
on your saber then.
Yeah. I see.
All right. So Nox, with both hands on the blade, you begin to step forward and give her your all. Haymakers, big overheads, big waxing arcs. Barely shunted away a few times, and you're making good progress. You've actually forced yourself away from the group of the other droids, gaining 4 or 5 feet of forward movement, kind of forcing them onto the defensive. And with your advantages, if you'd like to give them a setback, you can.
Sure.
All right, and that'll actually be 2 setbacks. And what was your defense again?
Of 1 melee defense from the saber, so 2 total.
Okay, gotcha. So you have 2 total with your saber included?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And even now, with your pressure turned up, the droid can't quite escape from your pressure, even trying to sneak in a few counters, which you are able to deftly roll out of the way, jump out of the way, and as well as block with the down swipes of your blade. All right, Raj.
So crit, bye.
Would you like to?
Ain't saying not to.
All right. So if you want to, is your crit still? Yeah, it's down to 1. So if you would like to, you can stack your other advantages for your, and you would get your +10 from them.
Okay, so roll crit for this PC and then +10 for
No,
3
not
advantage.
for this PC, because that would put it onto you.
So it's
Let me pull up the table actually, because I
Yeah.
don't have. Go ahead and
I
roll
rolled
your
them before.
D100. For
that's the
me.
2 zeros.
And
Yeah,
a
the
regular.
2 zeros and the 10. Yeah.
Oh, good God.
And then +30.
Wowee.
Holy shit.
Wowee. Yes.
Fucking 99?
So that's a 1.
Yeah, I'm really glad we have all these extra training droids we can work with.
You know mechanics, right, June?
All right.
Holy
Yeah, actually,
shit.
pretty good at it now.
Hey, and go ahead and roll another D10 for me. Okay. Perfect. So, Roz, you're feeling it. This blade is the perfect representation of you. And you are falling into effectively a battle trance with it and your crystal at the heart of your blade. With that, you are on a roll. You go for a long jab. It manages to trap it against its body with the forearms, but you're able to shun it away and quickly come back with an overhead swing, lopping off 2 of the arms at the joint as they clatter to the ground.
Very nice.
Phase 1 complete. Well done. As it picks its arms up and goes to wheel back to the closet.
I disengage my lightsaber.
All right.
And I watch.
Okay, back to the top then, June. Declan, anything?
Declan's impressed, to say the least. I mean,
Kind of a shocked look from Nox as he hears the lightsaber turn off.
Alrighty, June, you're back up.
Okay. Do we still get an advantage from Declan's battle med?
He is not battle meditating now.
Okay. Ooh. Maxed out the
Oh, good.
disadvantage.
You maxed out the dice.
failures.
Yeah,
Way, yo,
good
yeah,
night.
the purples.
Jesus.
All right, June. The exhaustion is weighing on your shoulders now,
I'm not a fighter.
and having to break a sweat here
you
is
will be.
not exactly the most pleasant sensation that you've
Yeah.
had recently, and it's become hard to focus for sure. And with
Yep.
that 2 threats, I'm going to go ahead and give myself a boost die for this attack.
Ooh.
Ooh. So, with that success and triumph, as your mind is clouded and you're trying now desperately to score a few more hits while also not getting shocked anymore,
Yeah.
one of the batons catches you right in the funny bone on the elbow of your dominant hand. And as it shunts it across your body, 2 of the other arms and batons swipe across your blade and free it from your hand as your hilt clatters to the ground. That droid too, sort of after that, spins its arms back down. Phase 1 complete, and wheels back to the closet. And Nox.
Come on, come on. Can I aim as a maneuver?
You can, yes.
We'll do that. Boost 2 purple, 2 black.
Correct.
And I think I will crit.
All right. Yep, go ahead and roll.
Alright. $25.
Yeah, so 55.
Oh, it gets plus 30?
Yeah, you have 3 advantages left over to spend,
Ooh.
which you can.
Wow, I didn't know it did that. That's cool.
Yeah. All right, so with the 55, you give it a rather fearsome wound as you lock up all 6 of its arms in a desperate attempt to defend itself.
Holy
The
shit.
cross guard of your saber, you're able to force in with both hands, like into its main servos, and it bites in about 1.5 inches into its chassis. It is able to eventually separate from you as it goes for a sweep, and you have to jump back away. And with that, it gives you its little salute as well. Phase 1 complete, and spins back to the closet.
I do that, you know, the take off the lightsaber while spinning it, you know, that
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah,
Classic.
okay.
Hey, Rez, that was really good. You took that thing out in half the time as me and June.
Thank you. I don't know what I was thinking.
It's kind of hard to think at all right now for me.
Yeah. I'd like a nap.
That'd be good. Maybe some blue milk.
Oh
don't
no.
You mean just milk?
Oh, yeah.
Space milk.
Well, Master Dacklin, I will leave you to it. Seems you have quite the task ahead of you.
Avar Chris, really quick.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
You're now the second ghost apparition I've seen. The first one was in a vision, and it felt evil. This being, I don't know his name, has been keeping himself alive with anger, hatred for a long time. Is there any way that I would be able to destroy him? Get rid of him completely?
Careful of the path you wish to walk down. Utter destruction is not the Jedi way. But with these evil visions, what did they look like? What did they appear to you as?
It happened in a flash while we were jumping to hyperspace. A masked face with eyes of red appeared and said that his last line of apprentices had been cut down and that he was looking for a new one. I asked him if he meant me, and he didn't respond and turned to dust. Oh, fuck yeah. I love that flavor text, man.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, I have had studied such things. Perhaps. Hmm. If the galaxy is in flux, as you have stated, it certainly could be a recruitment tactic of sorts. And this, it presented as a visage, correct?
Yeah.
Hmm. It shouldn't be possible. Any Sith Lord is generally not able to retain their self after their death. But perhaps a ritualistic cult of some kind is performing some dark magics or something of the sort and has been manipulating it in that way. It is hard to tell without more information, but you should be wary. Anyone looking for apprentices is generally bad news.
It felt like bad news. But Declan, I still have the drawing of him. We could pursue it if we wanted.
Certainly. It could be a revenant.
I'm not familiar with the term, but
Yeah. What's a revenant?
My first master, well, my old master, was at one point a revenant, attached to a place or an object. It seems that they can prolong their existence beyond the physical form, indefinitely through the dark side. But in the case of my master, we were able to cleanse his spirit, I suppose.
Like how we cleanse the crystals.
Sort of.
and now your old master has rejoined the force.
He has.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. And it is good to hear that you all know that we are luminous beings. We are more than these flesh bodies that we inhabit. Now, my time is growing shorter. I won't be able to maintain this form much longer. It may be hard for you to find this place again. But if you ever truly need to come back, I'm sure you will find a way. A final message. Knox. If this figure has attached themselves to a place or artifact and were able to reach you in hyperspace, they must be very powerful or in a place of very strong dark side energy. There are only few places like that in the galaxy. I do not know if you have access to any data banks or anything like that, but that would make it much easier to find them. And find places strong in the light side as well.
Are there data banks here?
Not in this wing, unfortunately.
See.
If you were able to find the main body of the wreckage of the Starlight Beacon, perhaps you could salvage something of it there, but
That's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
does the temple on Coruscant no longer stand?
I've never been.
I believe it was destroyed.
I see. Knowledge may be sparse indeed. The Force will guide you. Now, if there's nothing else, I must depart.
Thank you for your help.
It is my duty. She seems to think for a moment. If you can prove your dedication to the Force and find your way back here to me, I may be able to entrust you with a future for a Jedi Order of some sorts. Whether that is something you seek to do or not is up to you. Master Declan, Padawans, I wish you all the best of luck. And may the Force be with you. And her ghastly blue form just sort of blinks out of existence.
Incredible.
Wow. Big wow.
Yeah.
Rebuild the Jedi Order? Talk about a large project.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Would Declan be familiar, like, specifically, like, with the numbers of the Jedi Order? So, like, was
Like
it
how many
common knowledge?
members?
Like, because, like, it's common knowledge in the fan base, right?
Right.
Everyone knows, like, 10,000 Jedi at the height of the Order, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be something that, like,
That's crazy.
I would
would
say
know?
that was probably Amal would have known that, and I probably would have mentioned it at one point in time to you.
Okay.
Definitely, I think it's easy enough for you to have that knowledge, you know?
Okay. And probably nothing about how to find Force-sensitive children.
No.
Nice.
Correct.
So as far as Declan is concerned,
I see that you're picking up what I'm putting down, though, so that's good.
So as far as Declan is concerned, the only way to find Force sensitives is
Out in the
Stumble on them.
world.
the Force
Right.
and herd seeds. Because he's 2 for 2 right now with these fucking herd seeds.
Bingo.
These are elite.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Okay. So I'm assuming that she's telling us that she can show us how to find these people. Maybe.
With a stipulation, of course.
Yeah. Being alive.
As for that other wing, Declan, so I kind of did forgot about it for a little bit up until kind of recently. Right before we left, was it? Were we on Nar Shaddaa? Right before this to get Roz the license and stuff.
Correct.
I was in the market, right, and I was thinking about Jax, and a vision happened, and he showed me it showed me that he was on that space station that we were on previously, the one where I had destroyed the stone table. It's possible I could focus on this other wing and maybe lead us there as well.
Well, you may need some rest first, but we can certainly try.
No, that's a good idea. So quick 8-hour nap, everybody? Sound good?
Hey, man.
Are you guys returning to your ship?
Not yet. June wanted to go check out the computer terminals that were
You know, I
in
think I'll
this
sleep there.
wing.
Oh,
Jake,
right.
if I
In
mess it-
in the office. Yeah.
If I message you, is it gonna fuck it up? Fuck anything?
No, I have another
Okay.
tab open. Should be fine. But real quick, let me mute my Discord DM ping real quick. Actually, I don't know if I can do that. Yeah. Oh well, it just went off. Who cares?
Oh, sorry.
It's too funny. Yeah. Go ahead. Okay, so
As
for
a
June, I'll wait for Noah to sit back
surprise.
down. But
Yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead and give me a
Yeah, I'm here, I'm here.
perception check.
Okay.
It will be a hard check.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I would say that so one success. Okay. I'll just message you back.
Okay. Cool.
All right, June. So you mosey on over to the actual office space on the Jedi wing where the computer terminals were.
Mhm.
Quick little look over, quick little boot up. Takes a little while for the power to surge, but it does seem that there's still some latent power left, and the system turns on.
So, what I want to do, and I'll spend a destiny point on it.
Okay, well, let me
Is I
hear
wanna
first.
see- Well, yeah, I want to see if there's any way Joom can try and find anything that's still operating and try to link it with the main body of the ship, just to get a general rough system-wide location.
Let's see. So, you talking about on the station specifically?
Yes, the station's main body, which is what
Okay.
she was meant. I want to see if you can get like a general. Is it in the
Oh,
same
to try
sector?
and- I see. Okay, so with that in mind, go ahead and make a computer's check for me, and you can go ahead and upgrade your dice with the destiny point. It is going to be a daunting check, which is going to
Oh,
be
baby.
4 purples.
4v4.
Ooh, baby.
Triumph.
Alright. Nice. So, as you are connected in and you're looking to see what is still accessible on the station. You notice that, like sending a ping out effectively.
Yeah, that's
It seems that, well, I'll say there's 6 wings in one like main area from the regular whenever the station
Yeah.
was in one piece. I would say you probably get pings back from 2 other wings.
okay.
Trying to connect to like the main center, and then the other 3 wings, you don't receive a return ping. So it appears that there are 2 other functioning wings, whether
Surviving
they're
wings.
2 surviving wings, whether they're in one piece or separated, you are not quite sure.
Okay.
As far as location goes, it seems like an anomaly to you. It's like ungraspable information, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because whenever you ping it and you return, it's like you have it right back. It's like you could walk next door and walk into one of these other wings, even though you know it's not there. Go ahead and roll a force die for me real quick.
Oh boy.
Wait a minute.
Okay. You catch a brief, clear as day, just slice through the fog of your mind. And you feel the like aura of the force around you and around this station. And it is like nothing you have ever felt before. You are not in the main part of the galaxy. You're not even in the same fabric of the main galaxy.
Oh wow.
And a snap, just the most brief glimpse of clarity, that revelation settles on you and is gone.
Okay. We're not in Kansas anymore.
And even a little doubt creeps in of like, I have to be tired. Like, why would I even think of that?
Okay.
All right. Anybody else need to do anything on the ship?
Hide.
You said hide?
Tide.
Tide.
Ew.
Not quite how it works. But yeah, okay. Well, if there's nothing else, you guys return to the Justicar. Talk to R6, plotting a course for...
We got a couple options, I guess.
Yeah, I think we should talk about where we want to go next.
So, Knox, you said you had a vision of Jax
Yeah,
at the
that research station.
at the research station.
He was talking to someone. I'm not it was familiar, but I'm not sure who.
That may be problematic. Safe to say he's tracking us, I suppose.
Could be. He was collecting some of that yellow liquid as well.
We do still have that, and we do still need to get it, examined. Avar Chris mentioned Coruscant and the Jedi Temple there.
Yeah, isn't that like way in the center of the galaxy?
Yeah.
I've never been into the inner core.
I've never been either. Surprisingly. But Coruscant is likely to have very high-tech medical and scientific facilities. They could probably tell us exactly what that fluid is. And maybe somehow some form of the Jedi Temple may still be there.
Even if it's another ghost.
It's true. She said they were tied to objects or places.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jacob.
Yeah.
So what did happen as far as like the general galaxy is concerned with the Jedi Temple on Coruscant? It became the Emperor's Palace, right?
It did become the Imperial Palace, yes.
And then what
Oh.
happened after the fall of the Empire?
It's now a Costco.
Because surely, like,
I don't know if they have covered that in canon yet, to be entirely honest with you.
time to make something canon,
Considering, so this may bite me in the ass later, but considering that Coruscant was not the seat of the New Republic, and Luke's, out of character of course, Luke's order was not based there either, I can only assume that there is little to nothing left of it. Like, the Imperial Palace was built, like, literally on top of it. As, like,
Yeah.
Palpatine's, like, last, like, middle finger to the Jedi, effectively. So...
Huh.
Did they ever
Well-
go to Coruscant in the original trilogy?
No. George Lucas
Have
would
they
have
ever-
had a heart
they've never-
attack trying to build that set.
Yeah, they've never gone
For
back
real.
since then.
Nope, the prequels were the only time, yeah. Other than, like, Clone Wars and everything.
Yeah.
Would it be worth checking out, or would it be worth checking out, like, some other known enclave or...
The only other known enclave you would know of, Declan Verdos, is on Dantooine.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Yeah.
that may be worth more than some unknown variable.
That's true. Hey, I got a good buddy on Dantooine.
You do have a very good buddy on Dantooine. A few of them, even.
I don't know. It may be worth checking out.
Yeah?
I'm not sure that Dantooine is going to help us with our mystery fluid. Alternatively, we can always pick up a bounty or two, see what happens.
Do we need to make some money?
Probably do need money.
You guys still have a 5,000 credit outstanding debt to go
Yeah.
Yeah. might be time to make a payment on that.
Yeah, I gotta pay back the slug.
Can't gallivant through the galaxy if we're dead. So
Apparently, you can.
We
Well.
have 4 thousands of year old weapons we're gonna kill Grudo the Hutt with.
Yes. Yes.
that
I agree.
No. No.
You don't think so? Yeah, in the
Hell
booth.
no.
Noah
Imagine
witnessed
missing
how somebody attempted that at the table.
It was
one
Will.
time.
It was That was Will. My boy got soloed.
He did get soloed. This is true.
It's crazy. Well, hey, might be time to pick up a couple jobs.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Before we leave this station, you mind if I tinker on one last thing?
Go ahead.
I'd like to use all of the parts they have to add a grappling hook to my holdout blaster.
So
yo.
you want to try and fashion a grappling hook.
Yes.
Hey,
Okay.
yo.
Give me. So this is the good thing they have.
I want to help.
Good thing they have
Yes,
crafting
please.
rules. Am I right, boys?
Hell yeah.
Thanks for making me look this up. I haven't looked at it in a while. All right. Nope. Not looking for this. Nope. Gadgets.
It's called-
Okay.
Yeah, it's technically Ascension gun mod. I'll pull it up.
Correct. Yeah, I do know that. Yeah. Man, I forgot how many crafting rules they put in here. They're really, really nice. Okay, so you don't have a blueprint. Great.
Nope.
You have no idea how a ascension gun works.
Nope.
Can only guess.
I think I would have seen, like a handful of them
Sure.
previously.
Yeah.
and, like,
Yeah,
that's it.
you have the idea, so you know what
Yeah.
roughly is going on. So normally it's an average check. However, you don't have a blueprint, so that's 2 more purple dice. Also, I would argue that this is a... Well, I'll leave this up to the table. Is this a simple tool or a specialist tool?
As big as he is,
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
that's a little.
Yeah, you're not gonna
probably
be able to
specialist.
use just any old rope.
I mean, if it was like a grab small objects thing, I'd say simple tool.
Yeah, I agree.
You guesstimate that this will take you about 10 hours.
Okay, maybe
But
this
with
is
Joom,
big-
it'll only take 5.
Yeah,
June can
helping.
help. However, you're both sleep deprived, and that's going to upgrade a
This is
dice.
post sleep. Because we already said we slept.
So you guys are before we leave the
Before we
station.
leave, yeah.
Well, I'll let you know right now that whenever you go to sleep, you will
You
not
wake
be
up
on
on
the
the ship.
station when you wake
Shit.
up.
I'm gonna
We weren't
chain
al-
myself.
We weren't awake whenever we fucking.
That is
Got this
Declan.
thing.
You're very
That's-
smart.
yeah.
You're very.
Hey man.
Then we're not really sleep deprived.
You don't know that.
Damn it.
Your moment of clarity was used for something else. Sorry.
See.
Man. I mean, do you guys mind waiting the extra few hours?
I don't
It may
know.
come in handy.
It's hurt.
All right, Joom, do you have mechanics? I think you just have computers, huh?
I have a lot of good mechanic. Yeah, I have 4 dice in mechanics, but no actual skill.
All right, Knox, you can get a boost dice.
Oh boy.
You're also going to have 2 setback dice.
All right.
Because do you have any, manufacturing tools?
I mean, I have that my lightsaber's disguised as a arc welder. I mean,
I'm going
There
to,
you go.
yes,
He's got a
disguised
lightsaber.
as.
He's got a lightsaber.
okay.
All right, so we're looking at a red, 3 purples, a boost, and 2 setbacks, plus your mechanics.
Red,
Use
Oh,
this as a
how bad
lightsaber
could
to
this
solder that.
a boost, 2 setbacks. Okay, I think that's it. Oh boy. Roll 'em.
Easy.
Oh,
Close.
So close.
Oh,
Close. However,
Perfect.
this makes it easy because as you're going through the crates, you're like, "Oh, this could work. This could work." You start head nodding a little. Shake yourself awake. Focus up. As you're putting everything together, about an hour and a half later, as you're like beginning to find the parts, you have them set out in front of you, like looking like a blueprint. Your head touches the desk,
It's over.
and it is all but over. And about the same time, the rest of you would fall asleep as well. And you guys would awake, kind of sprawled out in the main hold of the Justicar. Not in your bunks, roughly in like where you were in the meditation circle as you guys were clearing the crystals, but having like obviously moved a little bit. You feel rested. You can also hear, like, as soon as you guys like regain consciousness, like R6 going crazy over the comm system.
Oh. I go up there.
Yeah,
Go on.
follow.
Where's
so
my
you
gun?
guys, so you guys up the lift, and R6 is like warbling crazily, checking the little readout for the non-binary speakers. He's he's effectively giving like last warnings before he sends out a Mayday symbol or a Mayday signal, because you guys haven't been responding for like 48 hours.
Holy shit.
No, R6. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We're good.
I forget what they call it, but like, you know how they Instagram Live replaces the curse words and the subtitles with just little symbols?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like on the screen as he sees you guys and realizes that you're okay.
Sorry, we didn't say anything. We didn't know.
Wait, are we where we?
Pat R6.
You are floating in deep space.
We're right where we were. Before we. Huh.
We did ride off to the middle of nowhere. R6, are we in the same coordinates we showed up to?
Little graph pops up, and you have the one little red blinking dot on your galaxy map where you guys jumped out of came out of hyperspace at. You've drifted a little bit, obviously, from like leftover thrust, but other than that, you're in the same quadrant, same sector.
I think we're
Incredible. R6. Declan's gonna. R6. Have you ever dealt with Force users before?
Not that I know of.
I see. This isn't uncommon. Sorry to scare you.
I'm in need of another memory wipe.
But if we memory wipe you, all of our location data will be gone, and we need that.
My circuits are already stressed. Perhaps disconnecting me from the comp and giving me a nice oil bath will help.
An oil bath.
Perhaps at the next planet we stop on that's nice and civilized, you could take me to a droid bath?
Might be able to see what we can do.
All right. You know, I'm a fan, obviously, of, being stuck in the cockpit all the time, but it wouldn't hurt to, find a body to connect me to. But, hey, not to, be ungrateful. Because I'm very thankful to be here. And be of use. But, a droid likes to get out too sometimes.
Really?
Declan big pro droid rights.
Droid right activist.
Hell yeah.
Maybe not an activist.
Understander. Agreeer with her.
Got the fist of solidarity going on.
Whoops.
So?
Where do we want to go?
I think we need a job.
We do need a
Closest
job.
bounty board.
We're right next to Nar Shaddaa. Well, right next to. That's where we came from. We can
Jump
feasibly
away.
get back there pretty quickly.
Go
Should
step
I
back.
consult the hand?
They have work.
They do.
Do they
We need
know
to.
your involvement?
I think we should. We need to know either way. I think.
Maybe.
Would be nice to touch base.
We do have a legitimate bounty hunter though now, so we can use the bounty boards.
Let's see.
It's up to you.
We can come back to the hand of the day.
What was that? Look, Jake.
Nothing. No, that was there. There was no look. I didn't do anything.
They'll reach out to us when they are ready.
Cool. So back to Nar Shaddaa, hit the bounty board, see what we can find.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
As you guys are about to input your destination on the nav comp, the sensor terminal immediately begins going off with an alert. A small group of ships has just dropped out of hyperspace in your sector and are closing in on you fast.
That's not good. Nobody comes to talk in deep space. I think we need to get out of here.
I hop in the pilot's seat.
Declan wants to hop in the gunner seat.
All right.
I'm gonna go to the nav comp.
All right.
I'm gonna go strap in.
Okay. So, Declan to the gunner's pit. Roz pilot.
That may not be the best idea, actually.
Alter it, dude. Come on.
Someone else may want to.
Alrighty. All right.
What you doing over there?
The first
Oh, you're looping it. Okay.
volley of of auto blasters splay against your rear shields. A little whir from R6. I'm already alerting you to the presence you already know is there, but let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Cool or vigilance?
It'll be cool because you already know it's happening. Alrighty, who are we missing?
Oh, do I still need to?
Yeah, unless you don't want to do anything at all, yeah. But you can always, if you want to give...
something I could?
Yeah, you can hop on the, so Joom is on the nav comp, so you can hop on the, like, effectively the mechanics, or the, technical
sure,
officer's terminal, and try to, prevent strain happening to the system and stuff.
Why not?
Great.
Okay. Yeah. Unless you'd rather the nav comp, I have no idea what I'd be better at.
Yeah, they're about the same for me.
Yeah, I assume Joom is astrogating, correct?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, cool. Well, you guys have the first two slots, so who wants to go first?
In the pilot's seat, I think I'd like to go first. Y'all don't mind?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. You are currently
would
at
this-
0 speed.
Would this be considered an attempt to escape an opponent?
Depends on what you want to do here.
'Cause I'm trying to escape an opponent.
I would say you certainly are trying to escape an opponent, yes.
So with my shortcut, I believe I'll get 1 boost die to my checks to escape an opponent while piloting. Let me look at it again. And during a chase. So is this a chase?
It's combat, technically.
So no shortcut?
Is it only in a chase?
I believe so.
Then yeah, no.
All right. So this is going to be. I want to punch it and start moving.
Alrighty. So so
Furthest way away.
you're going full throttle immediately.
Punch it, huh?
All right.
However,
So
sending
punch
his
it.
rods to the
Yeah,
moon.
punch it. Yeah, exactly. Punch it is going to bring you up to your top speed for the system strain. So go ahead and mark your strain down for your ship. It'll be however much is your top speed, which is 3 or 4.
my ship.
Yeah, your ship.
I have a
yeah.
ship, but where are those stats?
They should be on that page. Did we fill it out all the way?
Yes, I have it. It should be on there. Let me
Yeah,
see.
system strain is on here. How much did you say? 2?
Yeah, can one of you guys just?
Well,
Yeah, I got it.
check
I don't
the.
see it.
It's got 10 total strain, so we'll be at 2 of 10. The max speed is 2, so yes, it'll take 2 strains to go max speed.
I am keeping track of it. Don't worry.
Okay,
cool.
Top speeds 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So yeah, you punch it, dude. And
And
that
I just-
is one maneuver. So with Declan on the gun, would you like to take invasive maneuvers as well?
We did just get hit.
Right, but that was thematically hit. You didn't take any damage.
I mean,
Shields didn't. Yeah, didn't burn.
I had a gunner before, but I guess I'll just try and drive straight away.
Okay.
No evasive stuff.
Alrighty, good deal. Then with that, you can of course assist Declan with your other maneuver and pass him a boost die. If you want to, of course.
I can do that.
Alrighty.
Oh, fuck yeah, buddy.
Okay, next slot. Also y'all.
Do we want to angle the shields? Where are they at in relation to us?
They are behind you.
Hell yeah. So we have a front shield and a rear shield, right?
You can yes, and
Full shields to the rear, probably.
yeah.
Here.
So Garrett, that's your job, buddy. If you want to hop in, you don't have to make a check for it or anything. It's just a maneuver to angle your shields.
Yeah.
All right.
Do it.
So
Tell me what to push.
The maneuver your shields, but
R6 immediately starts warbling at you. I
At the
don't.
blue light on the back.
Yeah, you don't. Blue light from Roz in the pilot's, the captain's chair. But you are able to find it, so you'll have 2 shields in your rear facing. Anything else? You have one more maneuver if you want to.
I think maybe Chris should return fire.
That'll be on the next slot. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
What,
Okay.
options?
So
Like,
here
overcharge the
you
shield?
you can try and heal system strain. It is a computer's check.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Cool, go ahead. And you've only taken 2 strain, so it's just it's an easy check.
All right. 1.
Yep,
Purple.
so 1 purple.
All right. Computers.
Yeah, deal with it before it becomes a hard check.
That's right. All right.
Nice.
So you will take 1 personal strain as you're
Cool.
panicking, trying to find the right buttons, bringing the wrong windows up and having to close them out, you know. But with 2, you'll actually heal the 2 strain that you have taken from from punching it.
Perfect.
0 ship strain, system strain.
All right. And that will be the unidentified ship's turn. And
1 ship? Multiple?
multiple ships. You're
Five,
on
right?
the sensors, and you see that there are 4 bogies. So,
And they're medium range.
they are, but they are rapidly
Okay.
outpacing you guys, and are actually going to close range and attack. So, Raz, what is your piloting planetary?
believe I have 1 rank in it. It's a yellow and 3 greens.
Gotcha. I like to use the dogfight rules instead of the regular rolls. Yeah, so that will look something like this. Oh, and well, hey, didn't need them, but I'll roll them anyways. Okay. So, as the 4 ships scream towards you from behind, unleashing their auto blasters on you, the currently redoubled shields hold as they splay and splash against your shield generators. Of course, in space, they have to remaneuver, so out of the cockpit, Raz, you see 4 of the most ugliest ships you have ever seen in your life. And in the quick moment they're on, like, in your view screen, they seem hobbled together of other starfighters. So bits and pieces of other ships all kind of clobbered together to make functioning vessels.
How close are they?
So they are in the progress. They will are close range from you right now. But once again, it's not only 6 seconds like D&D, so you guys are, while you're flying away, they're just repeatedly swarming all over you.
Are they like smaller, like fighters?
They are
compared to
snub
our
fighters,
thing?
correct.
What
Nice.
what silhouette?
Like 2.
Okay.
2
so
or,
half
there'll be
the size.
3, actually, I think.
Crazy. I know Doc's not trying to rip these things out out space.
Just curious.
Also, next up, so it'll be Joom or Declan.
Let's let Declan go.
Cool. So we'll do.
And Declan, if you get 2 advantages, you can use those to shoot again at the target.
Hell yeah.
Well,
So that's just
so
gunnery,
it has
right?
linked.
I have linked 1, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
Cool. What is
gunnery,
the difficulty
yes, sir.
to hit these boys?
It is going to be. It is a minion group.
If we're at medium range, then we have.
So you're at
medium
close range,
pirates.
so it's just 1 purple.
Okay, sick. Pew, 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 pew.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead and take a system strain. What's the damage on y'all's blasters?
It's 6, right?
5.
Only 5.
Yep, 5. Crit 3.
5.
So yeah.
All right. So, Declan, as you're in the ball pit swinging these things around, you splash across one, sending fire up from one of its engines in the back, but it is still in the fight.
No.
All right. And Joom, you are up.
I'm gonna go ahead and try. If I'm on the nav comp and our nav systems were kind of getting fucky, I'm gonna try and maybe counteract whatever was going on with that. Isn't that what stopped us originally? Our nav system?
No, nothing stopped you. No, they just interrupted.
Oh, okay.
As you guys were about to go put them in.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and plot some hyperspace coordinates.
All right, go ahead and make an astrogation check. Now you do have a nav comp, and it's up to date, and you do have a an astromech with you. So it will be. Oh, is that how that works?
I think so.
Ah, I see. I'll do it next time. No worries.
Okay.
But so normally it'll be. Where are you jumping to? Known location?
Yeah, somewhere nearby. Somewhere I know would be nearby, but in a decently trafficked space if we can find it.
Gotcha. So yeah. All right. You have up-to-date charts. So you are currently, however, under fire. So it's going to be an average check and 1 setback dice. So 2 purples, 1 black.
3 advantage.
3 advantage. Okay.
Can I say that I figured out a way to kind of pre-plot for next attempt? It didn't work there, but I've given myself an
you are
advantage next
rapidly moving through the nav comp. You're looking for like one of the major trade routes. Not quite able to find it, or at least get a path through. there seems to be heavily trafficked, wouldn't be safe. You
Yeah.
go to like actually put it in anyways, R6 immediately like screams at you in console, and makes you reset. So
Okay.
all right, and with that we'll shave the boost dice or the setback dice for next one.
Okay.
Alrighty, Roz, you're up.
How close are these ships, like, to me currently as I'm taking my turn?
They are close range to you at the start.
Can I try to grab one with move?
So they are close vehicle
So they
range,
ship.
not close personal range. No.
Okay, making sure. Anything in front of us that I can kind of put between us and them? Like rocks, planet, anything.
Absolutely. Because in deep space, hey, there's debris out here. And as you're gunning it forward, just so happens that there's looks like trash debris field out here. And you are heading straight forward.
I try to make it to it, and I slow up our speed a little bit for as we approach it, like right before we're gonna get into it.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and punch it all the way through. Still kind of ducking and diving on the sticks, trying to keep Declan on a straight shot. Do you want to assist Declan, give him a boost dice, or do you want to spend both of your free maneuvers on trying to get to the debris field?
Debris field.
Alrighty. All right, next up.
Is that me or Declan?
Yeah, can be either one, but it was you last round. Yeah.
We got some system strain back again, right?
Not quite
we got
yet.
+1.
No. Yeah,
we do have one system strain.
I don't know. Anything else I can do? I mean, I think I could just pass this one.
I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it.
May need to heal some more system strain after this one.
Smart move.
All right. Well, hey. One purple, one setback, you said? Or just one purple?
Oh, one purple. Yeah.
Sick.
As they are close range.
Ooh.
You can fire again. I don't think you have to succeed to do that.
You do.
Linked one, you have to hit for your weapon qualities, yeah.
On a successful
Also-
attack to hit. Okay.
It's also 3 crit.
No, but it's only 2 successful for the linked.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Or 2 advantage
I
on a
see.
successful hit.
So yes, Nox, you can attempt to boost the shields or do damage control, but you haven't taken any damage yet. You can also try to jam the enemy computers and stuff like that.
I'm gonna try to jam their computers.
Yeah.
All right, it'll be an average computers check.
All right. And average 2 purple.
Correct.
All right. That's it.
That's it, yeah.
Oh,
So close. 1 threat.
So with one threat, as you're trying to shut down their comms array, you accidentally open up a channel to
Oh,
them.
baby.
Oh, whoops.
I love this.
I think we're broadcasting.
And immediately you just hear like yelling, just, "Bah! Hurry! Come back again and make another passing run!" All right. And with that, they will do just that. And attack again. Oof.
Ooh!
Ooh.
It's like we're shooting our way out of this one, boys.
Ooh. Ooh-wee. Give me just a moment. I lost my cheat sheet for my crit table.
I'm a death domain cleric, so I can cancel.
You cancel
crits.
crits. God, thank God you took that class, man.
Yeah, right.
So you'll take 6 damage pre-armor.
Okay. So 4 whole trauma, right?
Yeah, whole trauma, correct.
Okay.
Nope, that is incorrect. But it is a 36, so we'll count it. So, with that, an explosion. A plume of fire comes out near your engines, Roz, and that has knocked you off course. So on your next turn, can't execute any maneuvers. Instead, you're going to have to make a piloting check to regain your bearings and resume your course. And what you dropped your speed to 1, right?
I believe so.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So it will just be difficulty 1 on your next turn on 1 piloting check. All right, next up, Declan or Jew.
Declan, I'd say you go.
You want me to shoot again?
I think so.
Okay.
You can also aim as your maneuver, Declan. Don't forget.
Oh yeah. Let me do that. Shit. So 1
boost. Yep.
1 boost. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade this one.
All right.
Yeah.
And you want
Linked.
to activate the links. Okay, so you deal
Absolutely.
6 damage twice, right?
No, he gets to roll again.
Oh, is it a whole nother attack? I thought it just hit
Yeah.
automatically. Okay, cool.
You can spend 2 advantage on successful attack to hit the same target. Oh, never mind. For the
Yeah,
same
you just
damage.
hit him. Yeah. Link.
Okay,
yeah,
shit.
that's what's
Yeah,
awesome about
that's
Link.
nuts.
Yeah.
So that's
And you're
12 damage.
6 damage twice.
That's insane.
Let's not get
okay.
carried
Well,
away.
So it's
Well,
not
armor.
12 damage. It's 6 damage.
Twice. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
parentheses 6 times 2.
Bingo.
Right.
So, well,
Sure.
with that, after you glanced one, Declan, you're just swinging around in the pit, just sending volleys out. However, on the next pass, the one that you clipped flies too close to the sun, and you are able to just put him right in the sights. Boom, 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 and you just explodes in fire. And with that, as you're still tracking, you're able to just pull over the sticks a little bit more to the side and catch another one, shearing the wing off entirely, sending him spiraling into what looks like starship debris as he explodes in what looks like part of a cruiser of some kind.
This is war!
Yeah, Declan's bloodthirsty.
Hey.
All right, Joom, you're up.
So I will again try and make that nav computation.
Alrighty, and this time it will you won't have the setback, and it'll just be the 2 purples.
Oh, baby.
Okay. All right, so you, Joom, with your 4 successes, will be able to jump next turn.
Okay.
So you have your course ready. All Roz will have to do is punch the lever, and you are ready to go. So your course is plotted successfully.
Raz
Wait.
hyperspace as soon as possible.
Which, we are back to the top.
Dude.
And Roz, well, I'll let you guys can role play that scene out.
Course is plotted, Raz.
Right, let me get us through this junk field, and I'll punch it.
Sounds
All
good.
right, so you can't make the maneuvers right now, but you are.
Yeah, what's my check?
So you need to. It's an easy check, so just 1 purple. All right.
Woo-wee.
So if you want to take
Oh,
the
baby.
2 system strain, you can go ahead and punch it right now.
I slam it.
All right. So, with that, as soon as you give it a quick little spin, the straps dig into y'all's shoulders as Roz puts it into a tight cork right around a big piece of debris and slams it on slams the hyperspace drive. and you guys stretch out real quick, leaving normal space as the blue lines of hyperspace greet you.
Whew.
Hello, hyperspace, my old friend.
Oh, son of a bitch. No,
Can't do that.
can't do that. Here we go.
What happened? What happened? Did I mess something up?
Yeah, no, it was me. I hit stop instead of skip, and it
I see.
pulled the bottom. There we go. So, and then we hit skip. Nice. Okay. Messed up my overlay. Okay. All right. Well, you guys are in hyperspace.
Well done,
Away
everyone.
From another dangerous encounter. First space encounter.
Yeah.
Deep space pirates are nothing to mess around with.
Stay on those hyperspace lanes. You don't know what
What
they have.
sensors
out
do they
there.
have? How did they find us so easily? I suppose we
Well,
were derelict for 2 days.
Yeah. R6, you didn't send out any
No.
pings
R6.
for help, did you?
No, of course not.
Show communications record.
Oh. Oh.
Make a computers check.
Ooh. What the
And
hell?
it's gonna be 1 red and 2 purples.
Left foot. Ooh.
You pull up the communications log. Seems that he didn't.
Sorry, R6. I should have believed you.
That's right.
Yes, a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. Guess we were the nut.
Okay. So obviously, June was able to plot a very good course, and you guys will be able to screen wipe to wherever we want to go. So where is it that we are heading? What did we decide on?
I think June.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, June plotted the course.
Hey.
Good luck, my boy.
June just want to go home. Could I have gotten us to Corellia?
Oh yeah. I
Put us in the Corellian system.
Okay, cool, perfect. All right, so it would actually be not too long, probably 12 hours. Drop back out of hyperspace in the Corellian system above Corellia. Back again. Seems to be busy today. A lot of traffic heading in and out. You guys see that they are queued up on multiple ports. Coronet is busy as always. It also seems like BOSS is out and about.
Uh-oh. We hate that.
And where have you gentlemen been? Nowhere.
Literally.
Very funny.
Check our logs.
S-
It's in the
So,
sauce.
What are we gonna do here on Corellia?
Check out
I
a
just,
bounty hunter board.
Oh, we could, yes. I just put that here because it was close by. Or first thing that popped in my head.
Is there a bounty board on Corellia?
Yes. You would easily be able to. So you have a card now. So any major population planet definitely has a bounty board on it.
Wasn't there like a part of the galaxy that bounties are still completely
Correct.
outlawed?
Anybody ruled by the Order of the Galaxy, which is about 25% of the
Remnants of the
galaxy at
Imperials,
large.
right?
Remnants of political remnants of the Empire, of course. Still do their own sourcing. Yeah.
I love those guys.
Yeah, Declan is a massive fan of those guys.
So, it seems like it would be.
Definitely wouldn't throw away his life just for the chance of striking out at them.
No?
Yeah. All right. So, other than the bounty board, anything else that you guys want to accomplish on Corellia?
June will stop by the Hidden Hand headquarters.
Oh, baby. I love it.
Can I holocom pass it a picture of my lightsaber?
Hey, look what I
Yes.
got.
Like,
Eyes against that.
Yes, I will say that.
Can I
So go
buy
ahead.
it?
So you just like snap a photo of it on the iPhone, just text it to him effectively.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
as soon as you guys get back into real space and can connect to the HoloNet, Roz, you snap a quick photo. Is like the blade on? Is it a selfie? Like walk me through this photo.
Like.
Roz was refreshing the internet to make sure he could send it as soon as possible.
Jesus.
Yeah, right in the middle of the cockpit.
Oh, so blade on with it up.
Oh, God. Don't get sucked into a vacuum, dude.
All right. Well, so yeah, you take the picture, send it out real quick. As you guys are getting ready to depart, your comm goes off, and its text is like, let's see, it's been passing is what 55 now, right? Raj, looking good. Space exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. That's really all caps impressive. 3 colon capital D emojis. Big. Hope you're staying safe and out of trouble. Enter. Uncle Paz.
Jesus.
2
Christ.
100 emojis.
Yes. Uncle Paz, 2 100 emojis.
Go get that.
Jesus.
All right. Okay, so you guys land Coronet City, unless you want to go somewhere smaller. But
Is there anywhere smaller?
oh yeah, there's Corellia is totally populated. Coronet is the biggest spaceport and has the most amenities. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any medical?
See any need to go there?
facilities?
Anywhere smaller? Or we're okay?
No, but
No,
also
no.
the hand is based out of Coronet as well. So
True.
as
Okay.
well as like the dictat circles and things like that. So it's pretty central.
You,
Yeah, I think Coronet should be fine.
you think we could analyze that liquid at Coronet?
Oh, most definitely. You could definitely find a med center somewhere to do that for sure.
Yeah.
Wait.
Well,
1 minute.
okay.
I mean, don't wait for.
Okay, great.
Keep
So as you guys load up and get ready to leave your hangar,
Uh-oh.
We're all friends here, Jake. There's no need to.
that's right.
Yeah.
Roll.
As you guys walk out of your bay doors, you notice that there's a group of individuals just kind of leaning against the walls, kind of hanging out, kind of meandering about your hangar.
Giving off the energy that they're in some kind of secret gang society, perhaps.
Or that they're just looking to steal from us.
Maybe.
You know, I could hang back, watch the ship. I don't mind.
These guys look like they're affiliated with anybody.
Give me a perception check.
Hey, let's go.
It'll be an average check.
All right. These guys affiliated with anybody?
They don't seem to be having any major like same affiliation vibes, but they do have their licenses like displayed on their belts.
Like their bounty hunter license.
Correct.
I see.
I hate to hear it.
I see. Hmm.
Yeah, I'll stay by the ship.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Hey!
Oh, baby, here we go.
Don't miss out on the fun on our account.
Oh no.
That was one of the guys. Just like
Yep. He also has what looks like some handheld scanner of sorts currently pointed at you, and gives it a little nod and tucks it into a vest pocket.
I take off the hood. I guess you're looking for me.
Well, technically, I think I found you. But we were.
Yeah.
So, this doesn't have to be ugly.
Doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. The less paperwork we have to do with Corsair, the better. Right? We don't have to brandishing weapons. Don't want to do that in an open spaceport. You know. So, look. We can take you in alive, not a big deal, and just, be done with it.
Or you could walk away and stay alive.
She's still.
Okay. Okay.
The
Man,
guy,
if only they knew.
the guy that's talking is the obvious leader, right?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Are they? How close are they?
Give me a coercion check, Knox.
All right. And wait, let me. Oh shit. Let me double check my talent tree
Yeah, go ahead.
because to think.
No
How
problem.
nearby? How nearby are they?
So you guys were walking out of your hangar, and they were
Yeah.
meandering about. So
Sit
they're
down.
Passing the
about
short
medium,
range?
close. Yeah, a few of them are close. A few of them are medium. At the
Well.
largest, yeah.
All right.
June may try a persuade or a force check thing.
All
I
right.
do have intimidating, so I can take a strain to downgrade the difficulty by 1.
Great, because
So I will do
it
that.
was going to be a red and 2 purples, and now it'll just be 3 purples.
Cool.
Let's go, baby.
Oh man. So after I say that, I kind of shoot a look at Declan like, well,
Oh, now hang on, gentlemen. Are you sure you've got the right person? Because I don't think you do. You know, play like me. I'm finna.
Hey, all right.
Finna deception they ass.
What a deceiver.
It'll be a red and 2 purples.
Red and 2 purple. Nice. So I do have nobody's fool.
That's
Who's
for
that?
incoming checks.
I see. Okay, cool. All right. Let's do it. Nice. Well, I'll spend the 2 light side pips to activate my ability and use control emotion belief. Yeah, this This not the guy. This ain't him. This is my guy. That's not your guy.
Okay. So, Declan walking forward. Give him a little wave of the hand and just kind of. Right. Oh, right. That's your guy. That's not our guy.
Huh?
I just slowly turn and put the hood back up.
Well, boys, let's go ahead and get out of here. That's his guy. And the goons are just kind of like, but seem unwilling to question it and follow him away.
You know, I actually just thought there was so much. Damn, what am I trying to say? There was a much easier way to go about that. Raz literally has his bounty hunter license. Be like, oh, I got him. Like, this is my guy.
Yeah.
Instead of me saying this is my
That
guy.
is
But
true.
I mean, you
Yeah,
know,
whatever.
Both work.
Right? Doesn't matter.
I didn't read anything in the terms and conditions. I don't know what this card can do.
hey,
You
neither
get
me.
the my guy passive.
Right.
This is
right.
my guy.
My guy.
Well, it's less of like, oh, that's my guy. Like,
No, claim
this
any
is
bounty
my
target as
guy.
your guy.
Yeah, this is my guy. Hell yeah.
True. Okay.
Well,
That's my
Definitely
guy.
make sure to lock the ship up extra tight.
All right. Do so.
good thinking there, Declan. Probably would have caused the scene if you hadn't stepped in.
I know, not to say this is what would have happened. I know you're anxious to try out your new lightsabers, but don't let it be the first resort. Just something to keep in mind.
All right. Well, let's keep going. I'm gonna try to stay a little hidden.
All right. And where are you guys heading first?
Do we want to
Travel
split
terminal.
the party?
To the hand. To the hand.
2 and 2.
No, you know what?
Yeah,
Let's go to the
yeah,
hand.
Yep, yeah. 2 and 2.
Yes,
We're
yes, yes.
splitting the party,
Split the
dude.
party, split the party, split the
Split
Two
the
party.
and
party.
two?
Danger, danger,
2
danger.
to the hand, 2 with the liquid.
Okay. Who's going where?
I...
Let me go with Nox in case something happens.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to the liquid to analyze. And
Yeah, I think you have the
Go with that.
liquid like container actually, right?
Uh-huh.
Or like that was just like group possessions or some shit.
yes, I think
Oh.
Declan took it, but that's
Okay,
easy.
Easy.
Doesn't matter. Hey,
Situation.
when mommy brings you beef stroganoff, dude,
Mm.
Nice.
it's good,
dude.
gamers.
Okay, so you guys say, hey, well, okay, we'll meet back up and split the party. Who wants to go first?
Hand, hand, hand. Hand, hand, hand.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Hand first.
So Joom and Declan.
Let's go.
What a roll.
You
I
return
suppose. Yeah.
to the
yeah,
Storm Cloud District
We do.
and head to the skyscraper that you know the hand resides in, Joom. Upon entering, seems like a normal day. A lot of the normal front members are at their terminals going about their business. And on the way in, you saw that the loading docks, like the freight docks, were pretty active, loading up a lot of speeder trucks. Seems that business is a little bit busier than normal. Ah, Mr. Zadul, welcome back.
Thank you.
Do you have a meeting today?
No, I do not have one scheduled, but I was hoping that I could be seen.
Ah, give me just a moment. Let me check Boss Craig's schedule. It's perfect. It seems that Boss Craig can take you now.
Excellent. Thank you.
He's in the boardroom.
Of course.
Wait, is this the same lady from last time?
This is.
And what was her name? Do we remember? We know her name. No one knows her name.
You know.
Hey, you know what? Hey, doesn't matter.
Why do you ask? Because I
Why
don't,
do
I
you
don't have it in
ask?
my
Hey.
notes.
Hey. You're looking stunning as the last time I saw you.
Oh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and make a charm check for me, dude.
Is there a difficulty?
Yeah.
What's the difficulty?
That'd be a hard check.
Okay.
My fucking My buddy.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Zadul, your friends are so nice.
That they are. This one here is a diplomat.
Oh,
Former minor dictat.
I see. Perhaps we could have some use of you. She goes back to her little terminal.
We.
The Warshirk wooden doors of the
Still got it.
boardroom are closed, but not locked. They
Aye.
open with a bit of a groan as they slide against the floor a little bit. And Boss Crag is currently sitting at the head of a long conference table, flanked by about 8 different individuals. Joom, you would know
lot of people.
that they are other lieutenants of territories on Corellia.
Ooh, okay.
Did
Ah,
we just step
Perhaps
Joom.
I have caught you at an opportune time.
Oh, perfect. Please, have a seat. I was hoping
course.
to get a hold of you anyways. Close the door.
Well, here I am. I do. Boom.
We were just talking about that mess down in Durr Creek.
I've heard.
Yes, rather nasty business. Not exactly anything I'm wanting to get caught up in again. Destruction of property. Not great for the brand. More specifically, secrets are not great for the brand. And he's saying this kind of widely to everyone at the table. From here on out, if you, as a lieutenant, decide to pick up any side business that is not already approved by the hand, you should make it a top priority to have that approved by me. Because it doesn't look great to have one of your lieutenants trying to amass a army in secret. And whenever I have to explain to the dictats why we had a battle droid company being constructed, that makes it hard on me. So, if you have anything that you'd like to know or would like me to know about before I go and find out about it, you should tell me now. Because if I have to find out myself, the consequences will be dire. and he kind of pushes away from the table, stands up to his full height, the mechanical metal eye patch, one good eye, looking out over the table, just kind of pacing around the individual sitting there. One Trandoshan, majority humans, a female Twi'lek sitting at the other edge of the table. They seem pretty clammy. Definitely a nervous vibe in the room.
Insight check.
So it'll be, what are you looking for exactly?
A moment of weakness that I can exploit to try and get them to come forward.
Who? Anybody in particular?
The female.
Okay,
Twi'lek female.
gotcha. So yeah, go ahead and give me a. I want to say probably just probably just be perception. Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead and give me a perception, and it'll be
Oh, yeah.
against 2 reds and a purple.
Ooh. She sees me eyeing her and clams up.
You guys don't exactly have the best work history, or perhaps any at all.
Yeah.
And looking for the key, looking for, her tell. Nothing quite comes through. Crag, however, pulls out a something from his inner jacket pocket and tosses it in front of the Trandoshan. And it kind of slops onto the table, pretty wet.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Open it.
Oh no.
He does with one clawed hand.
Uh-huh.
And there is a blue, sort of shriveled from age, hand in the rag that has been rather bloodily removed from its host body.
Oh. What does the Trandoshan do?
And what is this? Craig sort of walks back to the head of the table. Pasina, let's not play pretend. Sure, the transmissions were garbled, but we have rather good tech guys. Rather good slicers. We knew there was another hand member in the block whenever that went down. We knew or know that they had a high ranking and were apparently had a bone to pick with Stromrock. So, since we're wanting to have pity on civilians, I went ahead and had that set straight. Let's not involve the people under us with matters that are above their heads. Or else I have to teach them a lesson.
Hmm.
Is this?
Did we recognize anyone that the hand may have belonged to? Anyone popping into my mind?
Is this Crew Ando's hand?
It seems to match the skin tone.
Oh.
One moment. This is not going to be good.
Yep, very bad. Very bad.
Man, I don't know if I should do this. Should I do this?
Feel free to message
What-
me first if you'd like.
Hey, man. Well, hold up now. Hey.
Should I do something?
Hey. Look.
I think I have to. I think it literally I have to
hey.
do it.
We are split in two right now, Noah.
Do you?
I just made a discipline check.
Ooh! Ooh!
I just failed a discipline check.
So walk me through that hard check with the upgraded dice for you real quick for that discipline check.
Well, you said Stromrock, right?
Yeah.
You said civilian residing in the Dura Creek block,
Bingo.
and people we were trying to help.
Yeah.
And
Okay, great. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I have to make that check. I have
Oh,
to.
yeah. I just want to hear about it. I don't have any
Okay,
control
yeah.
over how your character acts.
So, I'm sorry, Craig. We torture civilians now.
No, we're not torturing anyone.
Not anymore.
No. We're teaching lessons. And please, it's not like we strapped him to a table and
Did you kill
shocked
him?
him repeatedly.
Did you kill him?
Of course not.
Well, then how will he provide for himself without a hand?
There's plenty of places to get cybernetics. There's plenty of Ripper docks and Coronet.
All of which are accessible for a man of presumably low income. The hand will provide for this man.
I'm sorry, Jim. Perhaps there's been a misunderstanding and something you want to tell me.
We do
And
not
he
torture civilians.
pulls a DL-44 heavy blaster from underneath his chair.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And
Please do.
points it at Pasina the Trandoshan.
Oh, okay. Me.
Because
I have no issue.
If this, of course, wasn't Pasina, then he won't have to pay for his mistakes.
I know not of what you speak. Now, I have no issue with you punishing members of the hand, because they have entered the hand of their own will and made a pact. They deserve what they have coming to them. I do not want us to be a lowly street gang. We're better than that. We're above it. We command respect.
And what would you do?
I would punish the man who compromised us.
And how would you do that?
I'll leave it to your imagination.
Oh no, I want to hear. Because how can I punish a man that's dead?
Who oversaw that man?
It's his territory. And perhaps I was overseeing him.
Need I say more?
Perhaps.
The hand has grown complacent. In our success, we've loosened our standards. We need to tighten up.
Declan, the rest of the table seems very uncomfortable.
I am very uncomfortable.
I mean, shit, me too, but I'm a lawyer, so.
I can agree with that. So, Since you are holding such high standards for us within the hand, I'll leave you to this. I deem Pasina, Lieutenant, guilty of treason and infighting against the hand, which is, of course, punishable by death. Please, uphold the standards of the hand for me. Me and the other captains, lieutenants, will leave you to it. And they stand. And file out of the Warshik wood doors.
I'm not in the room anymore.
Basina stays seated.
Declan. Declan, what do we do? Very quietly.
It
I-
seems.
Want you to know that I have not stepped foot in the Duracrete block for many cycles.
Perception check. I need a perception check quickly.
What are you
Is
looking for?
Any way out of this room that's not those doors?
Oh, yeah. No, you know that. It's the giant bay doors on the other side that lead out into the city. You're,
I
however,
shoot my blaster.
in a skyscraper.
Not at him. Yeah, but we can figure the rest of the fucking shit out. I shoot the blaster. Declan, get him out.
I don't know anything. I
You
don't
don't
know
need
where
to.
the fuck
Just
I
go to the
am.
big doors I point over there. Run.
Okay.
Remember this. No, actually, fuck that. You know your way out.
To Basina?
Yeah. I mean, he's a lieutenant here. Surely, I'll give you a chance. That's all I can do. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's not what I do. I don't fucking know. I don't think there's a way around killing him. Is there a window?
Yeah.
Is there not?
Yeah, the whole other side of the room is, window.
But like that's towards the stockroom floor.
No. That's towards, the airspeeder lanes.
Oh shit. All right, bet. Declan, do you have a climbing kit?
No.
You have anything? Any explorers? Anything?
No.
Can you pick people up with the force?
Briefly.
Okay. I have an idea. Could you like throw him through a window?
Yes. Why?
Want to start a shouting match? Back him up to the window, kick him out. You just throw him to the window below, the floor below.
Don't.
There's no
know-
body.
I don't know if that's how that works.
Okay.
Hold on. Actually, I'm curious. Is that how that works?
Do you have the silhouette
I do not
upgrade?
have hurl.
You don't need hurl. It's not an
I
attack.
do have a strength upgrade. Yes.
I don't need
Well,
much. You just gotta. Is it possible?
I would say
Actually, fine. I
with-
want to look out the window. Is there some kind of shit on the outside of the window?
So
like a
you're on about the
cleaning
10th
thing,
floor.
Like a hover cleaning window cleaner, maybe?
I mean, there can be. We have plenty
Yes,
of
there
destiny points
actually
right
there
here.
can be. There's a hover cleaning window thingy.
Okay.
All right, I start shouting. You've betrayed the hand. You've made a buffool out of all of us. Stand up. I hold my blaster, pointing at him. Stand up.
Pushes away
take a
from the
look.
desk.
Let's go take a look. Come with me. I kind of gesture him towards the window. And as I'm saying this, look out. Do you see the city? This is all the hand seeks to control. Can we do this if our lieutenants are weak and spineless? As I say that, I kind of like wink at him and then nudge my blaster towards the hover cleaning thing. Can we do that? Answer me. I think I spoke to you.
I think that you're a lowly advisor and have outstepped your position in the hand.
Kiss my ass, and I kick him in the chest through the window into the.
All right. And oh, man, it's really hard to jump through skyscraper windows, but
I can shoot it out as well. How about I shoot it out?
Yeah, that would
works,
definitely
and kick at
be-
the same time. Okay, enough.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Why not? Yeah, shooting
Sure.
definitely. They're not mag locked or anything like that. So, he goes with it and takes a dive onto this little cleaning platform, which struggles greatly with the added weight. However, the wind starts whipping into the boardroom, the pressure difference, rather loud, pulling up any loose papers or chairs or anything like that.
I scream at the top of my lungs, "It is done!" And I kind of just stand, blaster down by my side, looking out the window with the wind whipping my robe, waiting for him to come back in.
You wait for 4-5 minutes and nobody returns.
Really? Okay. There we go. I
The
call
wind-
Craig.
The only sound is the wind whipping into the room that you and Declan currently possess.
I send Craig a message. You'll need a new window.
You get a read receipt.
Okay.
We're about to walk out into a trap.
Who knows?
Us, because I opened the door.
No one there other than the regular stock floor workers.
I think we just sold that shit, Declan. I think we might have just been completely unnecessary. Were they even listening to us?
You are not sure.
Was it even? Yeah, fuck it. Okay.
And we get a nice.
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Are there any cameras in this room?
Make a perception check for me.
I think it's fine. How far down was the cleaner?
It's going to be 2 reds, 3 purples.
How far down was the cleaner?
Probably 10 feet, maybe. Like 2 stories below.
I would presume that would be out of view of the cameras in the room. If it's sub-level, they don't have a... There's not a fucking camera looking out the window.
You don't see any cameras, Declan. What would you like your triumph to be?
Craig left his data pad on the desk, didn't he?
Looks like he did.
Crazy. Crazy that Craig left his data pad on the desk, Dream.
Looks like he did.
It would seem. Anything you need from it? No, fuck it.
Let's get out of here.
Let's.
And I assume you're taking it with you?
Yeah.
Okay. And we get a nice screen wipe. To Coronet Medical.
God damn it. Ooh, that was awesome.
As Knox and Roz are sitting in the waiting lobby. Soft jazz plays over the speakers as many old elderly aliens wait for treatment.
You know, it's crazy. Like Corellia it's kind of the same as Nar Shaddaa, but it's a little better. Like it just
It's a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
Haven't seen any crime yet.
Yeah. I mean, there's not just humans too. There's a lot more aliens than I thought.
A lot more bounty hunters too.
Well, I knew they'd be around somewhere.
That was close.
Yeah. I mean, Declan handled them pretty well. It's better than our time on Nar Shaddaa. That ended a little more bloodily.
At least I have the
Raj
license now.
Narobu to the front. Raj Narobu to the front.
Guess you're up.
I walk over.
Hi. What can we help you with?
Hi, so I have this unidentified substance I've been finding in my house, and I'd like to
Oh.
identify it.
Oh, terrific. Yes, we can, of course, do that. Please, you and your guest can come into the back.
Yeah, let's go, Knox.
Yep.
So you guys go through the waiting room doors, and here they have a rather large actual medical area itself. Seems mainly like Bactic tanks, as well as a few actual med tables. Mainly populated by droids. There is, however, one female Nautilus in a long lab coat. Looks probably mid 40s. That seems to be the head doctor here and is finishing up with a patient. All right, Mr. Jana. Make sure you keep that mobility tight. You're going to want to do your stretches, or else that leg's going to lock up again. And you know how expensive cybernetics are. All right? All right. Hi. Takes out a little. Mr. Ross?
Yeah.
What
How's
can
it
I do
going,
for
Doc?
you?
Oh yeah. I have the substance here that I need to identify.
She, like, very gingerly takes it. Spice?
I'm not sure.
He kind of eyeballs you wonderingly.
I live in a jungle, and it's been kind of growing on my shed. I want to know if it's not decomposing anything or anything like that. I just
Make
want to know
a
if it's safe to be
deception check
around.
for me, Ross. This is going to be 3 purples. Do I need to call Corsec?
No, there's no need for any of that.
Why? What's wrong? What is it?
Is he forcing you to be here? What is this? What is this? Is this some kind of new narcotic or something like that?
I don't know what it is.
All right. He exaggerated a little bit. We discovered a station, and it was on there. We're curious as to what it does. It's nothing illegal, unless curiosity is illegal.
All right. Product analysis is going to be 50 credits.
Who
No
got
problem.
50? What have I got? You got 50? Okay.
Yeah,
Aye.
I've got it.
Kind of takes the vial, walks over to a nice, fancy, high-tech machine in the back, plugs it in, starts spinning around. I forget what they're called.
Centrifuge.
Yeah, centrifuge.
Yeah.
There we go. About 3 minutes. It's done. Little plugs in her data pad for the readout. Unplugs it. Walks back over to you guys with the tube. Hands it to you. Well, it looks organic. But what did it come out of?
Holding tubes looked like.
Like back to tanks?
Yeah, about that size.
Well, I mean, it seems to carry some familiar bonds to Kolto, but it's nothing I've ever seen before, and it doesn't seem like it has any matches. And, I mean, Kolto and Bacta are, organic, but not like this. It seems altered in some way. That's where I've seen it before. It looks almost like ambiotic fluid.
And that is.
Like, whenever you're being born, like in the womb.
Oh. What? Troubling.
You're telling me. Well. Best of luck to you.
Yeah, thank you. Can we have the sample
Yeah.
and the readout?
Oh yeah, I can give you a copy of the readout for sure. You have a
Thank you.
data pad.
Do you have a data pad, Roz?
I have a comlink. I took a picture earlier.
I'll get him to print it out at the front desk for you.
Okay. We really
Oh,
appreciate
paper, baby. Fucking technology these days.
These kids of mine, dude.
Between the four of you and not one data pad, the
I
economy's
have
in
a data
shambles.
pad. Come on, man. I literally just stole one.
Every episode, it's just another "It's Sunny."
The gang needs a data pad.
The gang forgets their data.
All right, and there's a readout at the front, and you guys are ready to go.
And as we're leaving, I guess I was just like, I hope everything's going okay with Joom.
Flash cut to Joom and Declan sprinting down the street.
Yeah. Gotta go.
You guys are effectively just walking out.
Yeah.
You get out of the Storm Cloud District without any trouble.
Declan, did you want to exchange information with that lady behind the desk?
No, I was just seeing if I still had it, Jim. An old
Looks like
man
you might.
tends to do that from time to time.
Well, I suppose we should meet up with Raz and Nox.
Yeah. What just happened? Do you trust
Well-
that guy?
Trust who?
Passana?
No.
So what's stopping him from telling the hand what just happened?
Spared his life. I don't think he trusts the hand much anymore either. I don't think he'll ever go back. Be killed on sight.
Fair enough.
And he did not, in my eyes, deserve to die for a crime he did not commit. You may come to learn that the hand and I have some irreconcilable differences.
I see. And why are you still with them?
I can't fix it from the outside.
Very well. Hey, man. Shit. I ain't got nothing else. Meet up with the gang and...
All right, back at Spaceport proper, at a little Space Bucks, a little calf shop. You guys are back together.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
how did everything go with the hand?
It was eventful.
Like,
Did you get any work?
No, I don't think we had time.
so bad eventful?
Certainly wasn't pleasant.
Mm.
But I don't think they know what happened.
Well,
I
we do have
actually,
this, and I have the data pad. So
I want to
Ah,
call.
we
I
could've
want to
used one of
call.
those.
Was
Yeah.
it Anda? What was his name?
Kuranda.
Crew Anda. Yeah, I want to call him.
Yeah, you try to call him on your comm, and it goes straight to the dial tone.
That's problematic because I can't go back there. I think Crew may be in trouble. Raz, could you maybe contact Besida and see if he knows anything?
Who may be in trouble?
Crew Ando?
Okay.
The guy we saved from Stromrock?
yeah,
I
Whoa.
he may be down a hand.
text Pasta and ask him if he's the last thing he remembered about crew handle. Crew handle.
Well, he's not crew handle anymore.
He's just dull.
He's
It's
just
crew ANDA. Come on, guys.
Okay, crew and.
But yeah, he texts Pasta. The text bubbles immediately start popping up like he's typing. And he has like the God, I forget what it is. The colon backdash emoji. 3 of them. Oh no, man, I
Yeah.
haven't heard from him. And sad face. Is something up? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Joom was asking about him. He's not picking up his phone.
Hmm.
well, it's not that he's not picking it up. He's not.
Yeah, comms going
connected
straight
anymore.
to straight to dial tone. Weird.
Yeah, that's weird. I'll tell you if we find anything out.
Okay! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark!
Is he signing
A picture loads in on your holo. Apparently, he's underwater somewhere.
Okay.
Hard to tell. It's just like half his face is in the screen, and looks like there's some sort of underwater structures. He offers no explanation.
Incredible.
100 emoji.
Well, I have an idea. We have this data pad. Crag had the hand of supposedly crew Ando's hand. So it's not unlikely that there may be something on the data pad
Yeah, you're right.
about it.
We should probably, let's
Might
find a
be
safer
worth-
place and check that.
Might be worth cracking the pad open.
Yeah, it doesn't
Do
seem
we
to be
wanna
password
grab a
protected.
bounty?
Cocky. Just like I said.
Yeah, before we get to the ship, do we want to grab a bounty first?
Yeah, let's do that for some money.
Yeah. Are we leaving yet?
Unless you have any other business, yeah.
Nah. Let's get a bounty.
Get to the ship
Yeah.
for a safe space for the data.
Yeah, always. Ship's always a safe space. That is correct.
Yeah, except whenever one of the reclaimants is in it.
Oh, you
Well,
know, Force works in
that's the-
mysterious ways.
That's the asterisk.
Yeah. The ship is always safe.
The ship is always safe until I need
Until it's not.
until I need a plot hook to advance. Obviously.
Obviously.
Oh yeah, we analyzed that liquid from the station as well. Apparently, it's ambiotic fluid, like from
Like from a wound?
child. Yeah. Which, yeah, I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. But we have the readout if Declan, you or June want to take a look.
Do I have like a medicine background?
I
I'm okay
will
in medicine.
send it.
I do have some medicine.
I will send it to. Wow, I did a really great job of keeping notes like the second session we played.
You did.
By
yeah.
that, I mean I didn't take any notes.
Wait,
it
didn't you?
seems.
What are you talking about? Who are you referring to?
Trying to look up what Darren's sister's name was. Can't remember it. Anaya. No, Anra. I'll send it to Anra, Anaya's
Ania.
daughter.
Okay, you're gonna send the readout to her.
Yeah, and ask her.
Fax it to her after you.
Yeah, ask her. Ask her what she thinks about it.
All right. I'll start cross-checking this in the database I'll get back to you whenever I have an answer.
Thank you.
FYI. Hutt's beginning to send people down onto planet.
Rutro Raggy. I wonder how that defense force is holding up. Planetary defense force.
All right, first things first. Bounty. One
That's
that
right.
seems easily available to you right now, or that is, active in system and hasn't been claimed, is Wish Kinu, a Gran, one of the three-eyed gentlemen.
Okay.
Charges indicate piracy and criminal trespass, placed by a private corporation. History of violence, yes. Difficulty listed as a moderate. Credit amount, $3,700 alive, $2,500 dead.
$3,700,
Correct.
$2,500.
I like it. There's
And
a
that's
lot
in-
of us.
That's in system.
Correct. That is in system. Last known location was on the Duros moon.
Seems
I like
easy
it.
enough. And by
Nice
easy enough, I
upbeat
mean
bounty.
And
Or at
we're
least
gonna
record his record.
What's that?
I don't know if we're accepting the bounty, but at least I take the record of it. That way we have.
No,
Hey, we can take the
it
bounty on.
take it on, baby.
we're gonna try to take them alive, right? Captured by
Absolutely.
design.
Always.
Do we have manacles, cuffs?
I can just knock him unconscious.
But how we stored him?
True.
I have binders.
Yes, those are
Oh.
cuffs.
Perfect.
Didn't you
guys-
get like a starter kit from the guild
Yeah,
or something?
bounty hunter starter kit.
Just a license.
Okay, never mind.
The bounty kit, the bundle was
T-shirt
extra.
and a lanyard.
It's 500 extra for the bundle.
And now, Jacob.
Yeah.
The bola I got. Would I know if it's reusable or a one time?
Yeah, a bowl is reusable. If you don't cut it or, nothing
Yeah.
happens to it. Yeah.
All right. Is there a picture of this Gran that we're looking for?
Yeah, he has a mugshot. No hair,
once-
obviously, as the Grand. Pretty hard to tell them apart. One of his eye stalks looks pretty heavily damaged. His leftmost eye is pretty milky and white.
Once we get to the Duros moon, I'll take a second, see if I could sense him anywhere there.
All
So,
right.
back to the ship, crack open the data pad and see what's up.
Mhm.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
And we're there.
Food.
Nice little screen wipe to you guys in the main hold of your ship. Who is reading the data pad?
I'll do it. I'd probably know where to look for things.
All right, and yeah, no check required. You're in a safe spot. Easy enough. Plenty of time.
I would look for.
Things get juicy fast.
Oh, do they?
It seems that Crag is looking for any good reason to clean house. And is doing so extensively. He mentions that talks with the diktat circles have slowed considerably as they no longer want to expand their territory past their current borders.
Question.
Yes.
How old? Sorry. How old is the hand? Like, how long has the hand been around? Is it like the Black Suns and they've been around for hundreds of years, or is it like relatively new?
Probably last century or so.
Last century. So, whenever I was in the diktat circles, the minor diktat circles, if you will, did I deal with any of these guys? Any of these types of guys?
They only so after the collapse of the empire and the New Order and the segregation of like different worlds becoming more like insular, that's when they started to creep into Corellia's government. So only in the past like 5 years, 5 years.
Correct. So no, whenever you were in office,
You'd hear the name on the
minor
street,
criminals probably wouldn't have come across your desk very often. However, if there was a big sting or something like that, the name might be familiar, but they're not like the Black Suns, no.
Okay, cool. All right, no. Go on.
don't want to expand past their borders, and then
You also see that Crag is exclusively focusing on Dunium and Dolomite mining worlds and contracts.
we've already mentioned this before.
But that was pretty minor.
Yeah,
now
they are.
it is about 90% of your like
Hey,
export import.
yeah, they are trying to mass produce Star Destroyers.
It also
Tell you what.
seems that he has been talking to the Kuat Drive yards, aka one of the most galactically renowned starship builder locations, like in history.
They are trying to mass produce Star Destroyers.
This is a problem.
What do we even do about this?
There's a voice recording in his little notes section.
Okay.
Dear Diary.
And upon acquisition and delivery of these materials, I assure you,
Wait a minute.
we will offer
This is the reclaimant.
over 10 million credits per completed ship, as well as one for your own
Per ship?
uses.
Per ship? Is that what I just heard?
Yep.
Per ship? Shit, there's no money in being a good guy.
The Order of the Galaxy
Damn.
plans on expanding rather soon.
Is this high reclaimant?
The voice sounds very familiar.
Oh boy. Okay. What the fuck do we do about this?
Greg says, Right. Now, for our own ship, the personal specifications, that'll be fully outfitted turbo lasers, starfighter squadrons. The sort? Yes. And we'll be able to do that with what we wish. Correct. After, of course, the diktat circles on Corellia are removed. And that is the end of the recording.
Okay.
Nice triumph.
Well,
nice triumph, my
Furthermore,
Oh,
there's
shit.
more.
guy. Oh my fucking god!
Nice triumph.
Crag is obsessively keeping tabs on lieutenants' families and other high-ranking members' families, including yours.
Ooh.
So, Noah, has June been speaking all of this out loud, or do we just know some of it?
I'd convey the information as it came along,
Perfect.
like reading aloud.
As well as the family part.
I would have kind of mentioned that. This is tricky. This is tricky. I have no reason to suspect that Craig suspects that I have differing opinions. Although I am fearful if I were to move my family from Corellia, I would lose any insight into what the hand is doing. I think he would know.
Well, isn't that his datapad? Wouldn't he know already?
He doesn't. He's keeping track on all of his high-ranking generals, just in case someone steps out of line, from what I understand. Now, I don't
Perfect.
believe he thinks I have yet. However, if I were to move my family suddenly, shortly after his datapad goes missing, well, there goes all of that information. However, we may have enough to stop what is to look into what is coming. I'm not sure what to do.
can we back up this data pad on the ship's computer?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I want to do that. And I want to take this data pad to my dictat friends.
Yep. I would go with him for that. In
'Cause,
disguise, of course.
Hey, my original mission, figure out what's going on with the Dunium and Dolomite. Figured out what's going on with the Dunium and Dolomite. Also, can we like objectively say this is the High Reclaimant's voice?
We're pretty sure, Jake said.
Sounds very
You would know more
familiar.
than I would, Declan. You would be,
Yeah.
I imagine.
The voice is
very-
modulated once through.
Okay.
You would assume the helmet, and then twice, of course, through the recording. But pitch annotation, yeah.
That's that guy.
All right.
You really had to kill the wrong guy, Declan.
Yeah. Should have just. Never mind. TOS, baby.
TOS.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. So we have our bounty, and we have. I literally have the answer to the question that I met up with you guys for the first time for.
Very good.
Dunium and Dolomite. So I definitely want to go and bring that back to. We never really specified who or why I was looking into that. I think one of my friends just mentioned it and was like, "Hey,
Yeah, you're
You
no
know?
longer bound by the office, so you can,
yeah,
kind of operate pretty freely.
yeah." So do we want to do that now,
As
or
well.
do we, or
Yeah,
do
on
we want to
planet.
go, or do we want to go hunting? Okay, well, hey, let's
This will
do it.
be fast. So,
Okay.
you guys fly back to the main Dictat Corellian building, which I don't have a name for. Declan, you spent a lot of time here back in the day. Offices, hallways are familiar to you. Are you going to your friend, or are you going to the current major Dictat?
I think I'm going to my friend
Okay.
because I have a sneaking suspicion that the current Major Dictat is I can't trust that he's not in on the scheme. I can't immediately trust that he's in on the scheme. I don't suspect it. Can't just throw caution to the wind.
Of course. Do you have your friend's name? I don't have it in my notes.
I don't. I don't think we ever really had a
Great.
name.
Let's come up with one right now. Allow me.
Allow you?
Oh,
Okay,
allow
okay.
allow you. Go ahead. He/she is your friend. That's right.
And you know what? We'll go with that. Janala Phasar. However
Race?
you feel like. I was gonna say human, but maybe a Rhodian. Although it's not a Rhodian name. Let's go Rhodian.
Anybody? Yeah, it depends on where you're from.
Yeah.
Male, female, female. I assume.
Female.
Gotcha.
Female.
How old?
Mid-40s.
I see. You catch her and her little entourage leaving a meeting. Protocol droids mainly in tow. Looks like a little assistant behind her. Face lights up whenever she sees you. Happy to see you. Ah, Declan. I didn't know you were back on World. Yep.
Yeah, I just got back today. Are you busy?
I actually have a lunch block, so if you have 30 or so minutes before I have to do something, my office.
Yeah, absolutely.
And who are your friends?
Ah, the whole gang's with me. I was about to ask. These are I'm mentoring these young gentlemen.
Upstanding politicians I see. Well, this guy, he's been one of the best. He did a lot of good back before the rise of the Order. So, yes, please, come with me. Auntie, can you please go grab some refreshments for us? We'll just need a few things, like from the vending machine or whatever. Thank you. And a little assistant ducks off and runs down the way.
Nice.
So, office is nice. It's a little cramped for the 5 of you. There's only like 2 chairs on the other side of her desk and then her own. Plenty of standing room. It's nice. She has a lot of Erodian, like classical decor. One of her long walls is covered by a giant, like painted scene of what you can assume is one of the classical Rhodian drama plays that they do live every year that tells the entire story of their species' history. It's very detailed, like down to the pixel, effectively. Other than that, and well, what can I do for you?
Well, I'm sure you remember, I left following a lead about the Dunium and Dolomite mines.
C7, shut down.
Oh.
You see the little protocol. Go ahead.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I always
forgot.
So I went to Sandovar, or I was on my way to Sandovar, and got mixed up in a thing or two, as one tends to do.
Especially you.
One thing leads to another, and I came across this data pad. It's from a gang here on Corellia called the Hand. Not sure if you're familiar, but up until recently, pretty run-of-the-mill gang, in charge of places like the Dur Creek block and other stuff. So we recently had a little bit of a run-in, and I managed to swipe this from their head office or their headquarters. What was the
In the
what was the
Stormcloud district.
in the Stormcloud district? And the contents on it are quite concerning. I think I may have found where our Dunium and Dolomite are coming from and going to.
I
So-
see.
Give her a breakdown of everything. The big thing being the recording. Obviously, show her that. Yep. And I wanted to bring it to you first because not gonna throw caution to the wind and assume that anyone is outside of the influence of whoever this is.
Right. And do we know who both these voices are in the recording?
The one asking about the personalized ship is Crag. He is the de facto, I guess not de facto. He's the leader of the hand. It's his data pad. We know that for sure. And the other voice, we suspect is someone called the Reclaimant.
That is not a title I've heard before. But with you bringing it to me, I can only assume that it's worth a look. Do we know where they're operating, or?
So I guess I would have mentioned. Looks like it's going to the Kuat Drive yards.
I see.
Yeah, 90% of the hands export and import is all Dunium and Dolomite, and it's all going to the Kuat Drive yards.
That will make things difficult, Declan. Kuwat's currently within the Order's bounds, the Order's territories.
I know. I'm not sure what the next move is.
I'm not sure either. I don't think a call to arms would pass in the circles. Especially not now. I mean, we can't even call a navy to worry about our neighbors, let alone a warpath to Order territory. And I mean, there's starships. Don't necessarily mean that amassing a navy is not illegal.
No.
Perhaps it should be.
But these are Star Destroyers. These are almost certainly Star Destroyers. From a remnant faction. I mean...
It's... Declan, a lot of time has passed. The New Republic is a fraction of what they were, and they already were failing. This is not the Republic of old. It's not even the Empire. We don't have a governing body passing down these rules anymore. I mean, maybe we should. I'm not a fan of all the infighting, but unless, I don't know if there's going to be anything we can do on a large end scale for now, until something, I mean, truly damning, like, information would have to come out, either with the current crown prince, or
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah.
We do have a voice recording of him saying Star Destroyer, don't we?
Yeah, they already listened to that.
Like turbo lasers.
But she said that you can't prove that it's a Star Destroyer.
No. It's not illegal to build Star Destroyers.
How?
There's no... Whatever.
Is it only illegal to use them?
Oh, well, yeah, of course. It's not illegal to have turbo lasers on your privately owned civilian starship. Could be illegal to, kill people with them.
It's not illegal to
Build the nukes.
own a bump stock. It's just illegal to have it on a weapon and use it.
Also,
Okay.
they're doing it in their own territories.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just concerning that
Your
they
funeral.
are willing to give one to a crime syndicate.
Now that we can do something about.
Okay.
Obviously, after the uprising and the removal of the First Order from Corellia, I don't think people would be too happy to hear that a few residents were in possession of a figure that was not received well, being a Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
But so perhaps that's a good angle to take. I can see what I can do with that.
Okay.
But
I
I mean, who's to say that
will-
this hand won't just simply move their business to hut space? I'm sure they would love to have a partnership with a fully loaded Star Destroyer.
Chris, did you, out of character, did you say that you did not want to talk about the assassination plot
The assassination plot?
for the dictats?
Oh,
that was
well, I
part of
mean,
the recording.
yeah,
That
that's
was
part of the
recording.
Okay.
recording.
Okay.
It doesn't say assassination; it just says removal.
Ah. Hmm. Once again,
Come on, man, you're a lawyer. You know how lawyers work. You know how this goes. It's not illegal to say you want to remove somebody.
Correct.
Not a threat.
But of course, Mr. June, that is a good point. I mean, we have plenty of good points, but selling this to the major dictat will still require a bit of time, and I promise you I'll get to work on it. In the meantime, I assume the other data. Did you give her the other data on the pad as well?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Would you like me to increase Corsec patrols near your home, in your home sector?
No,
Not you, Declan.
Oh,
Mr. June.
sorry.
perhaps attach an extra patrol around the neighborhood.
I can do that. Well, this is a lot before my next infrastructure meeting block, but it comes with the territory, I suppose. Now, is there anything else I can do for you at the moment?
No, ma'am.
Well, let me eat my lunch in 5 minutes, and perhaps we can talk another time. It was very nice meeting you all, and I hope we can meet again, perhaps on better terms, or with less crucial information between us.
Thank you, Janala.
C7. Restart. All right. And where to next?
Hey, it's bounty time now. We gotta make a little bit of money.
Okay, let's do it. So, last known location. The Drell's Moon.
Duros?
Oh, the Duros Moon. Yes. Thank you.
Drell Moon?
Thank you. Yes.
That dude's got
Uh-oh.
himself a
Uh-oh.
moon
Wait a minute. Hold on, man.
Let me see. I may have to hop out. One second. Let me go see.
Yeah, go ahead.
Janala. I'm a fan.
The image of a smiling Rhodian will
It's
never
hilarious.
not be
man.
funny.
It is. I love it, dude. It's my favorite thing to do. So, we'll screen wipe you guys in the main hold above the Duros sector. Another job in front of you guys. This one maybe feels a little bit different.
Feel prepared.
Yeah, it's one we're seeking this time.
You
And,
are not prepared.
And Nox, if you want to go ahead and try and use your seek power, feel free.
I was gonna wait until we got onto the planet and kind of like touch the ground. That kind of
Hell yeah.
my
Hey,
rank in survival.
Gotcha.
does
So
everyone... Go ahead.
you guys are headed to the moon of Deros. Is definitely a scoundrel's haven. Only one major port. Everything else is automated by like mining droids and things like that. And the one major port, obviously, very lax security, very lax everything. So, it's a hive for scum and villainy.
Any atmosphere on this moon, or is it all enclosed?
Just it is enclosed in the spaceport city, if you will.
Okay. That's crazy.
Population's about 10,000, not very big.
Let me get to like a big crossway, like an intersection or something with a lot of people. I think that could work.
Before we touch down,
Yeah.
please, I have something for all of you. I'm sure we have a little cabinet or drawer somewhere that I can... I found these for you. You don't have to wear them, but it'll help conceal you. It'll help conceal who you are. It'll help to not stand out in the crowd as much. And Declan pulls out a folded brown cloth, a big heap of brown, and kind of... And it is a big brown Jedi overrobe.
That's awesome.
And there's one for each of you.
Cool.
Just the my guy moment.
Huh?
It's just like the my guy moment. Where you will become strong like me.
Yes.
Oh,
It'll accelerate your training.
yeah.
Now everybody has to have the same eyebrows as Declan.
The bowl cut.
Now, like Declan said, you don't have to wear them. But they do offer some mechanical benefits, which I will cover after you guys decide if you want to wear them or not.
So my first question would be: I have heavy robes on, which provide me 1 defense,
Just an
3
extra
soak.
stack. It's not going to change anything.
I can put it
like
on
that.
top.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, I'll
Run
put
it,
them on
yeah.
then.
Can I make mine sleeveless?
Yes.
Gotta
Oh,
be.
as soon as you get it, you immediately
Rip
it
the
apart.
fuck.
I love that.
I don't really do sleeves. They get in the way, you know.
It's fine.
You know, I haven't seen Noxus sleeveless yet
Yeah.
this campaign, but now I can't unsee it.
Well, as I have just tremendously long sleeves.
So, with the, you can go ahead and add to your notes. With the hood up, you can add 2 setback dice, or it'll add 2 setback dice to any check to, like, notice you or identify who you are.
It was setback.
Yeah. So to anybody trying to identify you or your persons would add 2 setback dice to that check.
Jedi robes.
All right, now we have 4 little pilgrim monks running around, buddy. Dragon robe behind them. I love it.
Hey, congratulations on your ascent to what the Jedi would have called Padawan.
Thanks for getting us this far, Declan.
Don't thank me yet. We have a long road ahead of us.
Good point.
And with that, the hydraulic presses go off as you guys land in your pass through the atmosphere bubble and land in your open air hangar, ready to set out and hunt. I think this is our first hunt.
Yeah, first
Yeah,
sanctioned.
Set out for our
Yeah.
first sanctioned bounty hunt. And that is where we will leave it this week. We'll pick up right here next week. Thank you again for everybody coming today. Glad went well. Just kind of one of those sessions where we got to set the lull a little bit and build the tension up again, which,
It's like a spring.
exactly.
Gotta load it before let's go.
And I wasn't planning on doing so much loading this game, but June, thank you.
Of course. Gotta do it.
So yeah, a lot of pieces in play. Can't wait to get into it some more. What's up, Johanna?
There we go.
All right, y'all. Well, I'll go ahead and stop the recording there.